Hey guys, so in today's video I'm going to be trying out the Revlon Photoready Eye Contour Kit in the shade Impressionist. And these have been around for many years, but for whatever reason I don't think I've ever tried one, not that I recall anyway. Um, but I was looking at the palette after I bought it recently, and I noticed that if you peel this sticker in the back off, there are instructions on the inside for how to use this palette for hooded eyes and how to use it for deep set eyes. And I thought, ooh, I've got hooded eyes and I know the techniques that I use to try to minimize the obviousness of that. But what if I tried their technique and just followed it step by step? I might learn something, or I might find that I like the way that I do it better. But if you're new to my channel and you just stumbled across this video, one of the reasons why I have hooded eyes are because I'm a senior citizen. I'm an older person, and as you age, your eyes a lot of times become more hooded. But also, I had a stroke about, I don't know, a year and a half or so ago, and so this side of my face droops because of that, and there's nothing I can do about that. But now that I've shown you, you won't be able to unsee it. But see how this part of my eye just kind of rests on top of my eyelid, and the other one isn't doing that as much. So anyway, we're going to try out Revlon's instructions and see if it works good. So I have all my makeup on with the exception of my eye makeup. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to prime my eyes with my MAC Painterly Paint Pot, and I'm going to use my Revlon Jelly Makeup Blender. This is for cream, liquids, gels. My favorite way to use this is for liquid eyeshadows. It's amazing for that. So right now I'm just putting it all over the lids. And I do have a little bit of concealer, corrector and concealer in my eye area too, but if I do a lot of priming on the eyes, I feel like eyeshadows go on better. Alright, so I'm just putting it on the lids because I do have corrector and concealer in the crease, and I don't want there to be too many products there because then it could get cakey. Keep your jarred eyeshadows very well, keep the cap on there nice and tight, and it will extend the life of them. Okay, so these Revlon Jelly Makeup Blenders, just take a baby wipe or a makeup wipe and just wipe it off like that, and that's all you have to do to clean it. Okay, so this is a powder eyeshadow palette, so we're going to be using brushes from this point on. Alright, so let's see what it says. Yeah, this should be very interesting. Okay, number 1, apply all over lid up to brow bone. And then there's a little chart that shows you what number 1 is. Number 1 is this shade right here, and it's a gold shimmer. So this could be a very interesting look, we'll say, because I would never normally take a shimmery shadow and just put it all over the area, but we're going to try it. We're going to try what they say. Now for a brush, let me grab a different brush because I think what I have in front of me might work, but I have something else that will work better. Wow, I haven't used this in a long time. This is a BH Cosmetics 130 brush, and it's a large shader brush. Okay, so I'm going to dip my brush into that shimmery gold. And yeah, I can't even imagine what this look is going to end up looking like doing this. So we're putting that all over the lid, and we're taking it all the way up to the brow bone. Okay, now as I'm applying this, it's thinning out as I go up higher, which is good, because I wouldn't want the whole thing to be, you know, super shimmery. Let's just do one eye at a time and see how this goes, because this could end up being a total disaster. Stop growling, stomach. You'll eat as soon as I finish filming and not a second before. Okay, so now what do they want me to do? Number 2, sweep over the lid, blending upward above crease. And this one that's a picture of an eye is number 2. Okay, I'm going to need another flat brush. So I thought this brush by Wet n Wild would probably work best. So this is basically a darker shade of gold. Whoa. Okay. So we're putting that on top of that other shade. And they said take it up into the crease. But I'm going to do it in such a way that I've got like a specific shape to what I'm doing. I'm taking it in the outer part and then like angling it down a little bit, if you know what I mean. All right, so that doesn't look too bad so far. I can live with that. And then what do they want me to do? Number 3, blend into upper lash line, diffusing upward at outer corner. Okay. And it's this dark color in the middle. All right, now we're going to need a different type of brush. I'm going to use this kind of brush here. This is an e.l.f. contour brush. And I do like the shade of that. It's like a taupe shade. Now they're saying upper lash line. How's that going to work? If I put it on my upper lash line and diffuse it into the crease, yeah, I don't understand how. That doesn't even make sense. Blend into upper lash line, diffusing upward at outer corner. All right. I'm going to do it, but it doesn't, I would never in a million years do that. Okay, the upper lash line would be, you know, right along here. And then up into the corner. Blending up into the outer corner. All right, now I get it now. That makes a little more sense now that I think about it. Yeah, I don't know about this. Okay, well, we'll try it though. Number 4, highlight brow bone and inner corners. Okay. and that's this shade right here. So we're going to need a different brush. So I'm going to take this Cleantopia brush, brow bone, and inner corner. Okay, you know what? This definitely needs to be blended where that other color meets the taupey color right there. It's a little too blotchy there. All right, that's better, but okay, that's better. All right, now what? Number 5, add a little sparkle if desired. Um, okay, that's the tiny one right there. So we're gonna need another clean brush for that. And I'm thinking the center of the lid would make sense. And blend, okay. Now they made no mention of the lower lash line at all, so I'm going to take a detail brush and I would say the taupe shade, right? I mean, they don't say to do this, but I am not into pencil eyeliners much anymore. I really like to smudge shadow along the lower lash line. Yeah, it doesn't look complete to me without eyeliner along the lower lash line somewhere. All right, let's connect it. All right. Now I see like a little gap here, so let's take it into that gap. Okay, better. I'm going to play catch up with the other eye, curl my lashes, and add my mascara, and we'll come back and look at the finished look and see what we think. Be right back. Okay, so that is the finished look, and I am so glad I did this, you guys. So first, let's talk about the palette. These eyeshadows blended pretty well on top of each other. The only one that I had to keep going and struggling with a little bit is that taupey shade, but I think that was only because it's, you know, pretty dark color. But I think the instructions, I think that that was a good method. And I thought that by putting the eyeshadow along the upper lash line, I thought it would close off the area, but it didn't. And I love the idea of layering the shadows, and they all layered over each other beautifully. So I would definitely recommend this palette. And I bought this at Walmart, and they didn't have much on the shelf at all. I think they had this one, and they might have had one other color, but you can't go by that because my Walmart is so bad about restocking the makeup section. It's so neglected. Most of the shelves are empty, and it really bothers me. And I have thought many times about speaking to the manager about it because how are you going to sell makeup if you don't have it on the shelf to sell, you know? They're just not very good about stocking it. And all Walmarts are not like that. It's just my Walmart. Because I've been to many other Walmarts that had fully stocked shelves all the time. So I don't know what is going on at my store. The whoever the manager is obviously doesn't care at all about that department. But I would definitely recommend this. And you know, you don't have to buy it at Walmart, obviously. You could probably find this somewhere else, although I don't think they have these palettes at Target that I've seen. Um, so different stores carry different products, but I'd be willing to bet that you could probably find this at CVS or Walgreens or a place like that. But yeah, I think that their method worked pretty well. Now this is my bad side right there, okay? So you can tell that this side doesn't droop as much and my eye looks much more open and wide. But on this one, I think I think the method is interesting, and the thing that I feel like I learned the most from by using those instructions was not so much to hide my hooded eye as layering shadows and the effect that it gives. And I want to try doing that more often because normally I use one shade on the lid, one shade in the crease and outer corner, and then take that shade and put it underneath like I did today. But the idea of starting off with one shade, putting it all over, then putting a second shade all over the lid on top of what I just placed, I would never normally do that. And then going in with, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different shadows to do one look. Yeah, I'm gonna play around with that with other products that I have more because that's, I feel like, the most significant thing that I learned from doing it this way, um, as opposed to how I normally do my makeup. So yeah, use more shadows to do one look because now I'm thinking about all the possibilities that I could come up with by doing that. So yeah, I like this a lot. And that was Revlon Photoready Eye Contour Kit and 505 Impressionist. So if you're into neutrals, this is the most neutral from what they had at the store. I forget what the other one was that they had, but I think there was supposed to be like 4 or 5 of them, but they only had 2 on the shelf. But yeah, this is very, very nice. Highly recommend. So I hope you enjoyed this. And if you saw my last video, then you know I'm going to be doing less makeup videos. I want to expand my horizons and do a wider variety of things and buy less makeup because, as you know, every month I have this massive bag of stuff that has to be thrown away, and that's just, it's not right. It's wasteful in in terms of the makeup. It's wasteful in terms of money, and I can no longer afford to keep spending all this money on makeup. So I'm going to talk about a lot of different kinds of things on this channel now, and a little something for everybody. So I'll see you in the next one, guys. Thanks so much for watching. And what do you think of this look? I don't know. I've been trying so many Revlon things lately and realizing that I've been neglecting this brand for quite some time now, and there are some good products out there. So I'll see you next time. Bye.